Dr. James JC Cooley. That's right. Dr. James. Let's go. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James JC Cooley. All right.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore them or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guest will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego.
Yeah. Dr. James JC Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Yeah.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley. We're going to talk about something, an experience that I just had the last couple of weeks, and looking forward to part two. And that's what we call this is the making of a king and an ambassador. So I was nominated to be an ambassador. And I was nominated to be a sub-king, under kingdom in East Africa. Really, it's in Central Africa, but we're going to talk a little bit about that a little later on, about the kingdom, about what this entails. And it's just part two. I went through the ceremony for part one. So part two is still coming later on down the line, but I am excited. I experienced so much of Africa that I had no idea. I understand why it's the motherland. And I encourage anybody that has an opportunity to go to Africa. You have to do it. You have to know where you come from. Otherwise, you don't know where you're going. I got there, and the first thing I did was I got off the plane and I kissed the ground. It was just so exciting. And I look forward to the journey Yeah. How you doing, Dr. Cooley? How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Um, Glad you're back. Glad you are back. And, we're going to talk about, first of all, your experience, especially traveling to this part of Africa and what you encountered. So, this is going to be a very interesting, a very informative show. And we're just excited to have you here to talk about it.
Yeah, I want to talk about it because Ghana is where we traveled and the kingdom that I went to see. I went to see a lot of kingdom, but one in particular is one that I'm going to be a part of. It's called Ghana. Why? So so it's east, a part of eastern Ghana, but it's in central Ghana. Central Ghana is big. So I wow, I can't even explain to you how I feel after going there. I just want to go back. I can't wait to our second ceremony.
Let's talk about today's show, the title and the talking points. So first of all, audience, whatever streaming platform you're watching this show on, please send questions to Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and he will address those. So let's talk about the show today. So the title of today's show is Part 1 of the Coronation, the Making of a Chief King. So we're having a discussion on the traditional selection process, sacred rites and rituals of enstoolment, cultural celebration and public recognition, and the chief's role in modern leadership and development. So, let's talk a little bit about Dr. James J.C. Cooley, if anyone does not know. So, Dr. James J.C. Cooley is a distinguished United States citizen, retired Navy officer, entrepreneur, best-selling author, community activist, and motivational speaker. Wow. During his stay in Ghana, which he will discuss, he had extensive discussions on developing opportunities regarding the area he was with in Ghana. And he showed and he possesses a genuine passion and commitment to contribute meaningfully to the growth of the community he was in. But you know what? Before I even talk about that, let me introduce Dr. James J.C. Cooley. For those who don't know him, reintroduce him to the audience. So not only is he a military veteran, CEO, television, radio, talk show host. He's a humanitarian. He is an author. He is a child of God. And we welcome him back to the show in his new role. And he's going to talk about it. So before we talk about it, we have somebody in the background. Do you see that, James?
Yeah, we got the Prince Francis. How are you doing, my Prince?
Hi, I'm doing great.
Man, I miss you guys, man. I can't wait to get back there and do part 2. Part 1 was such an experience, and I tell you, we're going to talk about that as we go. But Prince Francis, can you tell our viewers and our listeners a little bit about our kingdom, where it's located? Because I'm still trying to pronounce the names the right way. It's going to take a little time. And a little bit about the first portion of the ceremony that we just had.
All right. Thank you very much, JC. And thank you for having me on the show. As JC rightly said, my name is Francis Isuako, and I am the brother to the king, His Royal Highness Nana Isuako Ababio Isuapim II. He took after our father, who passed on in 2013. So he became the king since 2013 to date. Now, when we talk about our kingdom, the name that JC is struggling to mention. I just want to take it slow. So the kingdom is Agona Kwansa Krom. Agona Kwansa Krom. So Agona Kwansa Krom is a town in the Aguna district of Central Region. So if you want to narrow down the search, it is from West Africa, you come down to Ghana, you come down to Central Region, then you come down to Aguna East District. Then you narrow it down finally to Aguna Kwansa Krom. That is the kingdom. So Aguna Kwansa Krom has a population of about 40,000 to 50,000, and it is deeply rooted. The main occupation is farming and this normal artisanal work. Now, to talk about the coronation, I simply want to mention that the king and I met Dr. James J.C. Kule at Tanzania at a conference, Africa Trade and Investment Conference. We became friends. The king and Dr. James J.C. Kule became very good friends. They started talking. And then at a point, we extended an invitation to him to visit us, hang around, and then show him, the kingdom. At the same time, there was a festival going on in a sister community. And so we wanted Dr. James J.C. Kule to witness the festival. So he came around and all these things happened. But in the course of the conversation, the king realized that JC was very passionate about development. And indeed, if you look at the background of Dr. James J.C. Kule, you realize that he's been a community activist. He has a lot doing already, include with the foundation. So the king actually saw a lot of potential, let me put it that way, in JC regarding the development of our kingdom. So the chiefs all came together. We had a lot of consultation, and then rather they came together that they want to poach Dr. James J.C. Kule to become an ambassador. So the whole process started with poaching, background poaching, so probably he didn't know that we were trying to poach him. Okay, we saw a lot in him, and we saw that, partnering with him and making him an ambassador or a sub chief would help the community go a long way. And so we started discussing. We made it known to him that this is the intention of the people of Aguna Kwansa Krom. And truly, Dr. James opened up and accepted our requests. At the end of the day, we had some talks and we decided that, okay, he is highly qualified to become an ambassador for Aguna Kwansa Krom and a sub-chief to serve under Nana Kwansa of the kingdom. And so we decided that the time was so short for the entire program to be done as one. Therefore, we decided to go and we decided to divide the program into two parts. Okay, so the first part of the program, we call it the nomination part. So JC was nominated for the ambassador role and a sub-chief. We had to do that in a brief of time because, one, there was no family member around. There is no relative around to support him. So we had to nominate him to accept. So the first part was nomination and acceptance of the nomination. Then we go for a break like we did. So what we did at on 31st August was a pre-coronation. but then it is like nominating a minister for a ministerial role.
Hey, Prince, can you hold that thought? We got to take a station break, and we're going to come back. We're going to pick it up with the nomination. I tell you what, whichever platform that you're watching us on, if you want to be part of this great conversation, all you have to do is just go to the platform, go to the comments, ask any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Dr. James, JC, Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do.
The James Cooley Show. It's your life. That's right.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I tell you what, we got Prince Francis here. And I tell you, it's just like I mentioned, I can't even explain what just happened in Ghana. And wow, I fell in love with the people, the whole kingdom, and just so happy to be a part of that, especially Coronation Part 1. And we got Coronation Part 2. Just keep in mind, you're going to watch some videos here. That's just the beginning of Coronation number 1. And it tells the story of what it requires, what it takes to be accepted, as an ambassador and as a sub-chief. So I want to pick it back up off that, Francis, because you were talking about the sub-chief, about the Kingsman, how all of that went about, and how everybody wanted to get a chance to know myself, and I want to get a chance to know you all from being invited to the kingdom. So can you pick it back up with that? Francis.
I'm sorry, James.
I said, we left off, and you were telling about the Coronation Part 1, and we had to take a station break, but I wanted to pick it back up from where we left off before we took the break.
All right. Thank you very much. So as I said earlier, the whole coronation program is divided into 2, Part 1 and Part 2. In fact, we could have done everything together if we had planned earlier, if we had arranged this earlier, if JC knew about it earlier, but because it was so short a time, we had to put it in two parts. So the first part is what we did on 31st August, which was the introduction. I would just say introducing JC to the community. So what we did was that we had to carry JC from the main junction entrance of the town, Aguna Kwansa Krom, for everyone to see that now we have an ambassador and a sub-chief. So people had to hail him from the junction up to the palace. And that is what we did. And then when we got to the palace, he had to be introduced to the various chiefs. We did all that. And then some small traditional rites was performed. And that was the part one, because like I mentioned earlier, JC was alone in Ghana and there was, no one with him. Now the part two, which is deemed as the grand...
Hey, Prince, let me show them a little bit of part one, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. Wow. I can tell you that I have never experienced nothing like that in my life. And the energy that flows, from the people, they instantly, at least I felt, instantly accepted me for part one. And can you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit about the tradition of carrying and why that's so important in the kingdom? You on mute. You on mute. You're on mute. Yes. Okay.
Yes. Thank you very much, JC. So the whole idea of carrying you on the shoulders has a meaning. Okay. The meaning is that, first of all, we need to present you to the king. That is why they took you from the junction through the town to the palace. Okay. And so being carried on the shoulder signifies that now you have been uplifted. Okay. You have been uplifted among your peers, and now you are at the top. So we are presenting you to the king. in the palace. Now, after presenting you, they have to perform certain rites, and then your next carrying won't be on the shoulder. That will be in something we call palanquin. Okay, so because that has not taken place yet, I wouldn't want to go much into it, but maybe our viewers and our listeners can just Google what a palanquin is and see, and then hope that next year we will see JC in a palanquin. That is the basic idea about the carrying.
Hey, Michelle, I know you got some questions.
Well, yes. So, James, how would but before these events that occurred, when you arrived in Ghana, how did you feel? I mean, I know it was a long trip, different flights, but how did you feel? Because you described it to me as a different experience when you landed in Ghana itself. So can you tell the audience a little bit about that?
Now, when I landed in Ghana, it seemed like when I got off the plane, it's a different spirit hit me. I mean, I knew that I was home. I knew I was in the motherland. It's kind of hard to even explain that, but I knew I was there. And first thing I did when I got there was I kissed the ground. And I kissed the ground like I am finally here in the motherland. And secondly, I knew that I was going to see the king and the prince and the queen. I was excited primarily just to be hanging out with them, going to the festival that we decided that we were going to go to, and just see a little Africa. As day one, day two went by, like, wow, this is kind of like paradise. I'm talking about maybe the riches are not there. I'm talking about all that, but it was an experience that I felt that I wanted. I thought I was dreaming, to be honest with you. I mean, I thought I was dreaming. It just can't be happening like that. And so it was a feeling of joy, happiness, relaxation, at ease. Didn't have a worry in the world. No, I just felt that I belonged.
You felt like you're home, huh?
I felt like one of my homes.
One of your homes?
You're not gonna catch me up like that.
No, that's not what I meant. So my question is, here in the United States, especially African Americans, when we hear about Africa, regardless of what part of Africa, we know that our ancestors came from Africa. And when and you mentioned this to me that when not all, but when some, let's say, Black Americans, African Americans, when they think about maybe visiting Africa, they're going by what they see on the news or just on television or the movies, but they need to really understand where they came from, because if you don't know where you came from, you do not know where you're going. And Africa is it's much more than, and it's beautiful than going to take vacations to a safari, et cetera, et cetera. Can you tell the audience what, besides your experience, and we'll talk a little bit more, how did your interpretation of at least this part of Africa or Africa in general change before your experience with the ceremony?
Well, and most important, I tell you, with this portion, oh,
Oh, come on.
we had an opportunity to meet people, especially with other chiefs or kings, and talk about the community and unity. Those are so important. Those were lessons that I learned there, how close the community is together. I mean, it was so spectacular to me that I just wanted to know more and more about, especially that kingdom, and not just that kingdom, but the other kingdom that was up that was close by, like uh, Queen Nana kingdom as well. We had an opportunity, and she is here. How you doing? How you doing, my queen? You know, she said, "Good to see you, Nana Francis." You know, so but just getting an opportunity to know the people and understand that if they bring you in, they got you. They 100% got you. They got your back. They got everything. And I have never seen unity that close. Unity, and it all starts in the community. You know, so that's what intrigued me the most is I'm gonna do everything I can to, in my power, to help build our kingdom as much as I can.
Wow. So, well, I think we're heading for a break right now.
Oh, I was getting carried away.
I know that's okay.
Yeah, so I tell you what, we're going to take a station break, but I am so excited to have Prince Francis here. I mean, just educating us and talking and just representing the kingdom. And I know I see that the king is watching the show as well. So, Your Royal Highness, yes. Anyway, we're going to take a station break, but we're going to come back. We're going to come back to this because, it ain't nothing but a party, y'all, especially when we talking things that's going to help others out. So if you want to be part of this great conversation, whichever platform that you're watching us on, whether it's E36 Television, Cranford TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Rumble, and over 84 other live platforms, welcome to the show. If you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is just go to the comments. Ask any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Your life. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Listen up. It's Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Yeah. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
Welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I tell you what, I'm getting giggly over here because the feeling that I had again. I told you, if you get an opportunity to go to Africa, especially Ghana, and come and visit our kingdom as well, You want to really understand a whole lot about where you came from. As Michelle mentioned a few minutes ago, you cannot truly know where you're going until you understand where you came from. And where you came from is understanding some of the history and the traditions of Africa. So, Michelle, I'm turning it back over to you.
Okay. Well, I want to know how. Tell us about the people you met there. Tell us about the people you met in Ghana before the ceremony and even during the ceremony and after the ceremony that made an impression or just made an impression on you.
Well, I mean, I had an opportunity, I believe, to meet about a lot of kings, a lot of chiefs. I'm talking about not just in our kingdom, but other kingdoms as well. Had a chance to meet what we call the paramount chief. This is the chief that's in charge of all of the chiefs in the central region. Um, but had an opportunity to meet queens, uh, uh, just the people in general. It was just so intriguing to meet these folks, and they understand you, you understand them, and it brings a sense of pride in what they are trying to do to build their kingdom. And I tell you, I'll be honest with you, a lot of people are like, well, I bet they was asking you for money. Give me, no, it ain't like that. You give if you want to. Africa, you got it wrong. Yes, they need a resource stuff like that, but it ain't nobody just out there just taking things from you. That's I did not sense that indication, and so meeting people that the only thing that they want is leadership. They want people that are honest, and honesty, integrity, and ethics. I call it HIE. This is what these people are. And one of the things, Michelle, I'm gonna tell you, that in the kingdom, you do not discredit the kingdom. I mean, you just don't do it. They're not going to discredit you. You cannot do it. You know, so it's one. Everybody got each other back.
Mm-hmm.
And even though, just like I said, might not be a lot of resources there, but the people are proud of who they are. They are proud of what they are accomplishing. They're proud to work with somebody else in to help them accomplish even more and build a kingdom. Prince Francis, what are your thoughts on that? You on mute again. Prince Francis, what are your thoughts on that? You on mute.
I think
You on mute. Prince Francis, you on mute. Okay, you back on mute.
he's frozen. That's okay.
Okay. So I got lost a bit. I was trying to respond to the messages that are coming, but that's not my job. I'm so excited to be reading the messages. Can you please come again with the question, please?
Well, I'll pose it a different way, Prince Francis. So I was asking James about, his experience and the people he met,
Okay.
before, during, and after the events. But I also
Yes.
want to get your take on it, but also ask you an additional question. What is the role of elders and queen mothers during this event as well?
Okay. Thank you very much. So, as JC rightly said, he had the opportunity of meeting the paramount chief, the divisional chief. There are various levels in the chieftaincy regime in Ghana. Okay, so when you talk about the chieftaincy regime, we have the highest, as James rightly said, the highest level is the paramountcy, who supervise all the activities of the various chiefs. Then you narrow it down to the divisional level. You can now narrow it down to the various sub-chiefs. Now, JC had the opportunity of meeting all of them. And then with this particular celebration, almost all the chiefs have their role to play. We have different levels of chiefs. Probably you may not understand, but I would like to mention the various positions. We have the Omahene who sits in the middle. And I'm sure that one of the videos that will be shown later will capture that. So the Omahene sits at the center, and then we have the Adontinhene who sits in front of the Omahene. So if it's like a war front, the Adontinhene is the chief warrior in front of the Omahene. Then on the left side of the Omahene, we have the Benkumhene. On the right side, we have the Nyimfahene. And then at the back of the chief, we have the Chidomhene, and then other various chiefs. They all perform different roles that make this work. So with this one, they had to do some consultations. They all came together to do consultation to select JC, and then unanimously, they all agreed to perform this rites.
What was she disappeared? We're going to take a station break right now.
I'm here.
We're going to come back. We're going to take a station break, and Prince Francis, thanks for explaining that. When we come back, we primarily are going to talk a little bit and show some videos. So I'll tell you what, if you want to be part of this great conversation, all you have to do is just go to the platform that you're watching us on, ask any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Welcome to Viridian Christian University, where faith and learning come together to transform lives. At VCU, we believe that education is more than just academics. It's about fostering a community of growth, integrity, and purpose. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's, master's, or doctorate, VCU offers flexible, affordable, and 100% online degree programs that cater to your busy life. Our innovative platform provides a personalized learning experience, empowering you to thrive in today's ever-evolving world. Join a global community of learners guided by an experienced faculty who are committed to your success. With VCU, you're not just earning a degree, you're preparing for a future that integrates faith, leadership, and service. Viridian Christian University, educating with purpose, transforming lives. Learn more at ViridianChristianUniversity.com. ViridianChristianUniversity.com.
Welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I tell you, you can tell that Prince Francis, he's a pro at this interviewing and process because he's doing an absolutely wonderful job. So one of the things I want to do is I want to show some of the videos. We only got about 13 minutes left in the show, and this is just it's so wonderful. Keep in mind, this is part one of the coronation. This is part one. Part two is coming. So here we go. Wow, it's just a tradition. I tell you, it's I'm still pinching myself from that because Michelle, I was telling you about the people, how wonderful they are,
Mm-hmm.
and it's that they're wonderful, and I'm looking forward to being part of that. So um, I don't have words to describe that. Prince Francis, and turn it back over to you.
Well, you want me to ask him a question? Well, Prince Francis, can you provide one adjective to describe your Ghana, and why did you pick that adjective?
Thank you very much. So, I think that I may not even have just one, but one or two that I can combine to describe Ghana. So, in this case, I think that let me just use the word Ghana is um, a welcoming home. Let me put it that way. It's a welcoming home, because you could see that it was the first time meeting JC. In fact, the entire community, the entire kingdom, it was their first time meeting JC. JC had not even made a speech, but you could see the enthusiasm. People were so happy. They all came from their houses just to welcome him. They were just fanning him, and the whole atmosphere was full of joy. And that moment, I felt that no, this is a welcoming home. And so, if anybody asks me that I should describe Ghana, and in that case, the kingdom, I would say it's a welcoming home. Yes, that is what I can say.
I like that.
Well,
I like that. Welcoming.
it's welcoming. It is welcome at home. Again, this is first portion. I want to show this. Sarah put it together, but part two is coming up. But just give you a little flavor. Wow. You know, words cannot. I just like I keep saying, Michelle. I believe that you're gonna love it when we go back there in February, uh, because you have to be part of the ceremony. I have to have family, right. Prince Francis, you're on mute. Prince Francis, you're on mute.
Sorry, yes.
So it's a requirement that family members, at least one family member, had to be there. You know, so Michelle, you gotta go. You gotta come. You're gonna you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. I tell you.
Yes.
Yeah,
So, Prince Francis, what role, if any, that the youth and especially the youth are represented in, let's say, any type of leadership in Ghana? What role does the youth play? The youth and women, but let's kind of focus on the youth.
Okay, thank you. So we all know that the future of every kingdom or every nation is in the hands of the youth. Largely depends on the youth. And so when you come to Aguna Kwanzaa Krom, there is a united youth front that's come together to support the vision of the king. So what we do is that there is nothing, no program, no festival, nothing takes place without the involvement of the youth. So if you take, for example, organizing an event, or let me narrow it down to JC's event, you could see from the video that we had a lot of youth coming around helping. And JC is my witness. The setup, we saw a lot of youth helping. Okay. Now, in the part two that has not even taken place, I can tell you the role that the youth will play will be, mounting of canopies, arranging of chairs, and all that. This is actually regarding the ceremony. But when you come to the community at large, the youth organize cleanup exercises. They even organize vigilante. In Ghana, we call it vigilante services. They protect the boundaries of the community. They stand strongly behind the king in performing his duties. Okay. And so you realize that what anything that goes on in the community largely revolves around the youth. And so once the youth accepts a nomination, it's like a complete vote, like 100% vote, thumbs up for the nomination. You understand? So we have the youth leader who also serves as, let me say, a cabinet member in the palace. So every decision that goes on, he participates in it and then communicates to the youth groups in the community. Aha. So Jesse is now a chief, and then he will be working hand in hand with the youth leader, who will now transfer every decision and discussion to the entire youth for their massive support. That's
Wow.
it about it.
Well, we're out of time, but I tell you what, this has been a great discussion with you, Prince. You know, I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank King Nana, His Royal Highness. I'd like to thank Michelle, Dr. Michelle Cooley, for putting together another absolutely outstanding show. I'd like to thank all our viewers and our listeners all around the world for tuning into this. And I tell you, part 2 is coming. Part 2 is coming. And I tell you what, our viewers and listeners out there, you know that we love you. My motto is always, always dream big, think big, and be big in everything you do. We'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. It's your life, and we'll see you then.
Dr. James.